Hi, my name is Mary. Today FM plays the best music in Lambasa. Today FM rocks.
My name is Thomas. I'm here in Nakasi and I like to listen to Today FM because it rocks.
My name is Milenia. Today FM rocks here in Singatoka.
My name is Enrique and Today FM rocks here in Tabwa.
My name is Mary Jane. I love listening to Today FM here in Ba. Today FM rocks.
My name is Ilay Tiambal and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks here in Usur.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news tonight, London win puts Fiji on brink of title. Investigation into CWM Hospital fire begins. And load restrictions restrict Lambasa businesses.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spate.
A win or a runners-up finish in Paris this weekend should settle it for Fiji in their quest to win its fourth World Seven Series title. But at the same time, Fiji needs to hope that USA doesn't reach the final, as there are just 2 points separating both at the top of the table heading into the last tournament. Fiji will hope that history will not repeat itself in Paris this weekend. Aquila Dhama with the details.
If USA manages to get 19 points in Paris and Fiji 17 points, it would mean a tie at the end of the series. But Fiji would win the title based on points difference. Meanwhile, it was Fiji's 8th Cup final in London this morning, the most any team has ever played. Coach Gareth Baber says the result could have gone either way.
Yeah, it's pretty special when you see it like that, isn't it? Obviously, we always plan to get out and do that, but it doesn't sometimes go to plan. Obviously, found it tough in the first 4 or 5 minutes. Then Australia put something in. We knew they're a good side, they're a tough side to play against, and you know we needed to get some scores on the board, and we did it in some style. Player of the final, Ratumelin Derenalani, who is the series leader in offloads this season, was at it again.
First of all, we want to thank the God for the win this weekend. It was our target, so the main strength from him that have taken us this weekend. So we always improve from tournament to tournaments. That motto for the team, try to improve and be a teachable team for every weekend.
The pressure is on Fiji heading to Paris. In 2000, Fiji was leading the series heading into the final tournament, but they failed to get past the quarterfinal. This was repeated in 2007 and last year as well. Baber says he is familiar with the position the team is in right now.
Yeah, you've had a beautiful moment there, and you know, sharing that with all the supporters here. That's exactly how we want to see rugby played. It's not always like that, and you know, it's not a linear development for the team. But obviously, we're getting to some stretches now where we're putting performances like that in.
This is the most hotly contested series in recent times. USA and Fiji may never meet until the Cup final in Paris this weekend, which makes it even more interesting, as Fiji is gunning for its 3rd series title in 4 years. Aquila Dhama, FBC Sports.
The afternoon fire at the CWM Hospital's boiler area yesterday has fully destroyed the machine, and it will affect the running of the operations at the hospital to some extent. The boiler machine is used to clean hospital bedding, supply hot water to the kitchen, and is also linked to the operation of the incinerator. Kelly Vadala reports the hospital has made other arrangements in the meantime.
Some of the key operations at the CWM Hospital will be affected for a few days due to the fire yesterday afternoon.
As we know, had damaged our boiler machine, the machine that produces steam. That has a number of important functions. One is that it supplies linen to the hospital. It also supplies hot water for the kitchen. And it is also associated with something that we call our incinerator function. So all 3 functions are important for the running of the hospital.
Acting Medical Superintendent Dr. James Fong says a contingency plan has been put in place.
The incinerator function, we have negotiated with Lotoka Hospital to take some of our incinerator functions. And the big one that we have to deal with is the needs of the laundry.
In a quick response yesterday, patients had to be moved into pre-arranged evacuation areas within the CWM Hospital. The Health Ministry is now working with all relevant stakeholders to ensure services resume back as soon as possible. Kelly Vadala, FBC News.
The Road Haulage Association in Lambasa and local businesses are crying foul over the load restrictions at the Vesindrua Bridge in Senganga. With production put on hold, hefty fines and minimized loads, businesses are struggling to meet operating costs. Eleanor Tarangaivu reports.
Last month, the Land Transport Authority reinforced the load restrictions on Vesindrua Bridge in Senganga after an assessment by the Fiji Roads Authority found structural damage to the bridge.
2 decades to fix that bridge, and that's a main link to Vanua Lebu and Bithi Lebu with ferry. So it's affecting a lot of business at the moment in the north by putting it again to 18 ton and putting a scale there.
The load restriction has caused at least one major manufacturer in Lambasa, Pinto Industries, to stop production.
We just started our block factory, concrete block factory last week. It was closed for 4 weeks because Titi could not get in the raw materials from Nasaruanga to Lambasa.
FBC News understands trucks are fined $1,000 for every extra ton of cargo that they carry. The issue was raised with the Minister for Employment Parveen Bala during the minimum wages review consultation in Lambasa recently, as there were concerns over job security.
It's an interim measure, and once the bridge is replaced, then everything will be normal. So I ask the people of Lambasa to bear with us.
The Land Transport Authority says they were requested to put in 24/7 checkpoints with portable weighing machines to assist the FRA protect the bridge, adding the load restrictions have been in existence since 2000 and the fines have been in place for several years. Eleanor Turangaivu, FBC News.
The lack of resources to help the visually impaired is an issue faced by the Society for the Blind. There is no local market to supply or meet these needs, says the society. Sainyaning Boiler reports.
Educating visually impaired or totally blind individuals is a costly exercise because the resources needed are expensive.
Because first of all, we have to have braillers for our totally blind. So the cost of one braille arriving in Fiji is around 1,200 Fijian dollars, and then we also have to get it from overseas. We're not able to get it locally. And the other one is the cane, as we're talking about, and monocolors, magnifiers, and CCTVs.
Farouk says the society always fundraises to help meet the increasing demand for these devices.
We try to get as much help as possible from our donors. We make proposals, we send proposals to them for the request for these devices, and then like the government is also helping through.
I think there needs to be a lot of awareness raising on how to provide support to people with disabilities.
The Fiji Society for the Blind currently caters for 51 students, where 15 of them are fully blind. Sainyaning Boiler, FBC News.
The Fiji Sugar Corporation has invested in 106 wheeler trucks, which will be used during the new harvesting season. The new trucks will bring much relief to the growers during the peak crushing season, when the demand for transportation is at its peak. Details with Felipe Naikaso.
This specially designed truck has been fitted with cage bins, fabricated locally and specifically for the harvesting season.
You know, because what we have at the moment is, those of you who've been in the cane yard a lot will notice that quite often with the trucks we've got, it's just one dump, boom. So 10 tons of billet cane falls on the cane table all at the same time. What we can do with this is we can dribble it gradually so we get a more constant feed going in, which we hope will all go to over time.
In terms of distribution, the Lutoka Mill area will receive 30 trucks, Lambasa 22 and Rarawai 15 trucks.
I think we have a very close relationship as industry stakeholders with the associations. They understand. And you know, it's not as if we're displacing 100 trucks and pushing them out the industry.
The cost of these trucks have not been revealed by the Fiji Sugar Corporation. However, they state they've gotten a good deal. 17 of these trucks are expected to arrive into Fiji next week.
Once it goes onto the weighbridge, the total weight of the truck should not exceed 15,400 kilos. That's the gross vehicle. Now, with the cage bin attached to it, the total loading capacity of the truck is 8.6 tons. To be exact, 8,640 kilograms.
During the non-crushing season, the trucks will be used for the distribution of fertilizers and weedicides. Philippa Naikaso, FBC News.
Still to come, Ministry confiscates more undersized sea species. And 3 facing robbery charges further remanded. Details after the break.
Nambula FM, nambandua ya nasere.
Hoya uvasit sai sa Lambasa, ya ndo talita ino warong Nambula FM nambandua ya nasere.
Gua do tumeli ako na tao no hinga toka. Talita kina na warong Nambula FM nambandua ya nasere.
Wana mtuma Nambula FM nambandua ya nasere nawaluan.
Na evengo fane na tao.
Over the weekend, the Fisheries Ministry confiscated around 400 sea cucumbers as well as undersized fish and crabs being sold illegally at various municipal markets, fish outlets and roadside stalls. 29 undersized crabs were confiscated in the west, while 50 were confiscated in the central division. Fishermen, middlemen and vendors were reminded again of the ban still in place for sea cucumbers. All the confiscated species were properly documented and the crabs were released back into the sea. Meanwhile, the ministry officials also informed the fishermen and vendors about the upcoming Kawakawa and Donu seasonal ban that comes into effect this Saturday. The Suva High Court has further remanded 3 men facing aggravated robbery charges. The men, who were armed with offensive weapons, are alleged to have robbed and intimidated 3 victims in separate incidents on the 7th of this month in Samambula, Suva. Rachel Nath has more.
The court heard that Suliano Rokusuku, Robert Sautu, and Nonavo Lala Nambaravi, armed with offensive weapon, allegedly robbed B. Pratap's supermarket of cash and other assorted items worth over $6,500. It is also alleged they robbed a man of $200 cash and a mobile phone. The 3 are also alleged to have robbed another man of $200 cash and a mobile phone worth over $1,500. In court today, the state informed the judge that the 3 accused also have another file of a similar offence before the High Court and requested if all the matters could be consolidated. The judge has granted 21 days for this. The 4th accused in this matter is a juvenile and the matter has been adjourned to June 17th. Rachel Nath, FBC News.
A 64-year-old grandfather charged with rape has been granted bail by the Suva High Court. The retired school teacher is alleged to have raped his 6-year-old granddaughter. In court today, the state informed the judge that the medical report of the complainant does not support the charge at the moment. The judge questioned whether the report showed signs of sexual abuse, to which state replied it will need to consult the doctor. The matter has been adjourned to July 22nd for plea. Meanwhile, a suspended teacher charged with abduction and rape of a 13-year-old primary school student has been granted bail. The bail was granted on the condition that the accused is to reside in Lambasa with his father and reappear in court for plea next month. The Terminal Services Catering Services building will now be solar powered. This as ATS signed an agreement with MV Solar Fiji Limited in an effort to reduce electricity usage. Philippa Naikaso reports this will be the first of its kind for an aviation organisation in the country.
The air terminal services will save a lot on electricity bills with installation of solar panels.
We consume around $800,000 worth of electricity in a year. So this will help us, 20% of that will be equating to about $160,000 will be the savings annually that we will achieve from this.
MV Solar, the Australian company, was given the tender for the project.
We want to stop that meter turning. So we connect it on our side of the meter. So now we've got solar energy feeding in. That solar energy feeds straight to the load. This time, EFL doesn't happen. So it depends on how much load we're using, whether we've got more or less solar power. At ATS, 20% of the power will come through here. We still have to buy 80%. So instead of the bill being 100%, Now the bill's going to drop down to 80%.
MV Solar has also received a number of inquiries from other companies locally wanting to try out the solar system.
I think that this product will well and truly go beyond 25 years.
The project, which will take a month to complete, will cost ATS more than $700,000. Philip Naikaso, FBC News.
A 29-year-old driver from Tangitangi in Tavor will be questioned in relation to the death of a 49-year-old man. The suspect is alleged to have lost control of the vehicle he was driving along the Natokalau Road in Wailuto, Tailevu last Friday, and as a result the car veered off the road. The victim, who was a passenger, died at the scene. The suspect was admitted at the Corvo Hospital and has been discharged. The road death toll stands at 21 compared to 22 for the same period last year. And later in sports with Jamie, the Fiji Pearls have named their World Cup squad. But first, Rachel joins us for the latest in business.
Thanks, Jackie. Good evening, and coming up after the break, farmers urged to tap into agro-tourism. And in growing Fiji, demand for crushed gravel increases. Stay with us.
For the best classic hits, I only listen to Gold FM here in Singapore. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Seni Rawa. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Dino. I'm from Outrigger, Coral Coast, Singapore. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Salote. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bula, my name is Marida. Gold FM plays the best classics here in Outrigger.
Leading business tonight, there is great potential and opportunities for farmers in the tourism sector. The Fiji Hotel and Tourism Association believes agro-tourism will not only benefit farmers but the Fijian economy as well. Kritika Kumar reports.
Local farmers are unable to fulfill the hotel industry's demand.
Either inconsistent supply, or there is insufficient supply, or there is an issue with quality, or access to some of these produce. So yes, definitely an opportunity to grow our links with agriculture.
Many hotel operators are relying on imported food, and the Hotel and Tourism Association believes more emphasis must be put on local produce.
Not only improve agriculture in Fiji, it would give a lot more people jobs. It would also create the kind of local food tourism that we don't have currently here in Fiji. We'd like to see a lot more of our local produce used in the hotels around Fiji.
I think there needs to be more development in terms of ground inventory and creating more tourist attractions.
Agro-tourism provides the platform for non-sugar farmers to connect to the growing market opportunities in the tourism sector, which is the country's major GDP contributor. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
Fiji needs to strike a trade agreement which will be beneficial to the country. Trade Minister Pramila Kumar says talks with China on free trade agreement are progressing. Kumar says studies have been carried out and they're exploring how they want to shape the new agreement.
One needs to understand that the two countries are, in economic terms, we are quite different. One is really developed, the other one is developing. So obviously we need to strike a trade agreement which is beneficial to Fiji, and at the same time we also are able to trade with China.
Tanifa from HSC Bank now joins us with the latest from the Money World.
Reviewing our local stock market for last week. The South Pacific Stock Exchange saw a total of 56,247 shares change hands in 212 transactions, valued at $166,120 over the week. That's an increase of more than 200% from the previous week. This increase is mostly attributed to the trading of Fijian Holdings dividend reinvestment transactions, whereby FHL shareholders were given the opportunity to use their dividend income to buy additional shares in the company. 8 listed entities recorded trades last week, amongst which 5 recorded share price changes. Paradise Beverages Fiji Limited shares rose by 2 cents to conclude this week at $13.13. RB Patel Group Limited shares increased by 7 cents, closing at 683. Toyota Susho South Sea Limited shares also recorded an upward movement of 15 cents and closed the week at 740. Vision Investments Limited was the only stock which recorded a share price fall. Shares decreased by 2 cents and concluded at 436. BSP Convertible Notes Limited shares closed the week at 1825, noting an increase of 25 cents. As a result of the various share price movements, the overall market capitalization increased by 0.09% and ended the week at $3.52 billion. That's a wrap from our local stock market, Vinaka.
Thanks, Anifa. On to today's exchange rates as it was set this morning. The Fiji dollar did well against the Chinese yuan, as well as the American greenback, as well as the PNG kina, the euro, and the Japanese yen. However, it did not do so well against our trading partners, the Aussie and Kiwi dollars. Onto the commodities market, it was all on the rise, with oil prices gaining to close at $58 a barrel. Gold was up at $1,287 an ounce, and silver followed suit at $14.56 an ounce. And in growing Fiji tonight, there is a huge demand for quality crushed gravel in the country and throughout the Pacific Islands as well. Golden Rock Investment Limited Chief Operating Officer Chisafa Ngawaka says this is due to climate change, which affects our roads daily. Ngawaka says road contractors are demanding the best crushed stone to withstand adverse weather. The company is now looking at exporting gravel to Tuvalu, Kiribati and Vanuatu.
Future plans are to create more products that we can export, and we know that compliant products is needed to fight against climate change. We got best technology to produce specialized aggregates. Gold Rock is unlike any quarry in Fiji. We made a statement that it's an asset to Fiji in fighting against climate change and producing compliant material for our infrastructure in the future.
And that's your business news for tonight. Jamie's up next with sports.
Thanks, Rachel, and good evening. Up ahead in sports, more on the Fiji Sevens win. And Roy Krishna set to leave Wellington Phoenix. This and more coming up.
Hi, I'm Jyotishma. I'm from Singatoka. I love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM is #1.
I'm Charlene Robert. Mirchi FM rocks in Lambasa.
I'm Soname Nasori Jackson. Mirchi FM is hot.
My name is Raymond Dutt. I'm a Baba Singh Alliance. Mirchi FM is hot in Lambasa.
I'm Pritika from Jax Nasori. I love listening to Mirchi FM here in Nasori. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
As mentioned earlier, Fiji now leads the World 7 Series table with 164 points after running riot over Australia 43-7 in the London Sevens final. However, it was a different story altogether in the Cup semis, Fiji having to fight from kickoff right to the dying seconds to record a 17-10 win over the USA. Here are the tries.
Baker pops it over for try #1 in this Cup semi. Sensational, is it? Tui Mamba. Is that flat? Is it forward? It did not rise much more.
Jordan, you may award the try. Right, thank you. Come on.
Kevin Williams. Two again wide, and here it is.
Late last night, Fiji defeated Ireland 33-24 in a thrilling Cup quarter-final. Ireland rattled the Fijian side early in the match, scoring 2 tries to lead 12 points to 0. But Fiji bounced back with 3 converted tries of their own to lead 21-12 at halftime. It was tit for tat in the second spell, but Fiji managed to hold on to the lead. Here are the tries.
Beautifully on the outside, he creates some room for Ireland, and they go in early. Nick McGran angling towards the stripe, 2 away, reaches out, he made the top. Darren Olangi Fiji's reply is immediate. Field for Tuimamba. A touch. He's done it all weekend long. He is a menace at the breakdown. It's going to be 28 points straight for Fiji. Tank for the win.
Fiji has been drawn in a tough pool for the Paris tournament this weekend. The national side will meet England, Ireland and Argentina. Australia tops Pool B with South Africa, Wales and Kenya. The USA will need to overcome Canada, Spain and Samoa in Pool C to make it through to the top 8, while France is ranked ahead of New Zealand in Pool D along with Scotland and Japan. Fiji Sevens rover Vilimoni Mbotitu is leading the overall performance tracker with 317 points. Mbotitu is 8 points clear of Canada's Connor Braid. The former Fiji Under-20 centre has made a total of 119 tackles so far in the World 7 Series this season, along with 20 line breaks, 40 offloads and 138 carries. Meanwhile, Ratu Melinder Nalangi and Jerry Tuwai were named in the London Sevens Dream Team following impressive performances over the weekend. Madawata put on a gallant performance in front of their home crowd to secure a win against fellow Northerners Dhakaunrobe in their Vodafone Vanua Cup match on Saturday. The 16-15 victory is only their second win in 6 games. Eleanor Turangeviu has more.
It was this try and this conversion at extra time that secured the win for the Madawata side at the All Saints Secondary School ground on Saturday.
Take my hats off to the boys for fighting till the end. Before the game, I think we were really wanting a win.
At the final huta, the Kaunrobe was leading 15-9. None of the two teams had scored a try, only gaining points through penalties.
Like we actually played in the last 15 minutes of the game, and that is basically what let us down.
Most of the time we were late for the tackling, and for nobody's been to follow up with the ball all the time. So at the end, that's what Madawata did.
But Madawata kept the ball alive going into extra time, and number 16 Nabitalai Masitambu crossed the try line to increase their points to 14. But it was the boots of Madawata's number 10 Sekobe Aka that did wonders, successfully converting the try to give Madawata the much-needed 15-16 win.
Even though we win the game at extra time, a win is a win, so we'll take it this afternoon.
The boys' performance are very good. The fitness is the level that we expect.
Madawata plays Nanukuloa Ra this week, while the Kaunrobe will take on Serua at Nabua's Thompson Park. Eleanor Turangeviu, FBC Sports.
Fiji football wonder boy Roy Krishna will not be staying on with the Wellington Phoenix for the A-League next season. In a statement this afternoon, Krishna says after much thought, consideration and consultation with his family in Fiji, he has decided to move on from the A-League. Former Fiji Pearls captain Matila Wanganindrola is about to make her 4th World Cup appearance after being named in Vicky Wilson's World Cup squad. Wanganindrola is the country's most capped player and is just 5 away from a century. Una Rauluni, Episaki Kahatoka and Wanganindrola are the survivors of the 2015 World Cup team. Laisani Wanga, Alisi Ngalo, Merilita Wanganindrola and Kahatoka were also part of the Commonwealth Games team last year. Other players in the side include Lydia Panapasa, Aliti Torimbau, and UK-based Alisi Nawele and Andy Wakoadambolakoro. Veteran Asilika Sebutia, Matila Vodea, and Sydney-based Caitlin Fisher are also in the squad. The World Cup will be held in Liverpool, England from the 12th to the 21st of July. After beating Tavua 2-0 yesterday, the Bar football side has moved to the top of the Vodafone Premier League standings with 16 points. Both teams remained scoreless in the first half of the match. Abhinesh Swami scored the first goal for Bar in the second spell to break the deadlock, while Shazil Ali netted the second to seal the win for the Men in Black.
It's not that. I think we came with our plan, but the plan didn't work. Maybe we are training in a different surface. And of course, we came for 3 points, and I think we are happy with the 3 points that we got today.
Clermont was edged by Montpellier 28-27 in the top 14 encounter yesterday. In today's Play of the Day, Fiji Sevens winger Amniasi Tuimamba breaking through Kenya's defense. They hit a top speed of 35 kilometers per hour in the opening pool match at the London Sevens. Take a look.
Fiji with first use to the ball. They work it to this side through Tuimamba, who just goes right on by. The flashy number 11.
That's it from sports tonight. You can join Angie later on with weather. And in the world of the weird and wonderful, whiskey recovered from a 1941 shipwreck could be auctioned for thousands. Details coming up.
मैं नवनीत नंद नंबुआ लुम्बुआ से जैसे फ्रेंडी नोट मशहूर है वैसे रेडियो फिजी 2 भी सभी जगह मशहूर है। रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
सीमा नकाशी से मैं रेडियो फिजी 2 पसंद करती हूँ सुनने के लिए। रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
मैं हूँ
People are always on the lookout for great tech for everyday use. Take a look at the top 5 tech that is suitable for not only students but adults as well. It's weather time now with Angie.
Hello there and welcome to the Weather World. Hope your weekend was an absolute stunner, and I know it was special too, as most celebrated birthdays, anniversaries and few other special occasions under the wonderful sun. The great sunny spells continued into today as well. Let's quickly check out today's weather situation across centers. A look in the west, it's always a bit too sunny and exciting this side. Eastwards from Pakhabar to Siva, quite humid, a warm night as well. And up north, quite mild with light showers expected. At sea, easterly winds 25 knots, moderate seas. For the tides, low tide at 8:16 p.m. with high tide at 2:41 a.m. Sunrise at 6:29. For tomorrow, a shower or two for the northern side, otherwise all bright and sunny. Tomorrow's temps, major centers will be warm at 30 degrees. And looking further on to Wednesday, light showers will start rolling in. And that's all from the FBC Weather World. Jackie.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. In Fiji Pulse tonight, we asked, should Gareth Baber maintain the core of the Sevens team for the Olympic Games?
A good experience, yeah, together with the Fiji team, and actually he can maintain.
Yes, I believe he should maintain these core players because as of now they're blending as a team, and you can see they really gel well together.
I think he should. We need a sense of continuity and consistency, and they go a long way.
If the coach feels he needs to make some minor changes to the squad, then he can do so as long as he maintains his core players.
We have a good team, but I think we still need some mix-side overseas-based team. I think quarterfinal there's a little bit struggle with the current team.
Recapping the main stories for tonight, London win puts Fiji on brink of title. Investigation into CWM Hospital fire begins, and load restrictions restrict Lambasa businesses. For these stories and others, tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. Our poll question last week we had asked, should speed bumps be installed along the Nausori-Nakasi corridor? 54% said yes. This week we're asking, should Gareth Baber maintain the core of the Sevens team for the Olympic Games? Visit our FBC website to answer. And our shot of the day sent in by Sarila Pratap. Fog and misty conditions between the Nakasi and Nausori corridor early yesterday morning. Cold weather is really settling in. That was your FBC News and Sports update for tonight. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj. Share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. Follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news, #FBC News. That was your FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, good night.
bula nevango malakai leloma ngongai nakas untuk makarong ng Bula FM number 2 na sere.
Hoya ubasit sai sa Lambasa ya ndo talita ina warong ng Bula FM number 2 na sere.
Guya do timeli ako na tao no hinga toka talita kina na warong ng Bula FM number 2 na sere.
Warong tuma ng Bula FM number 2 na sere number 1.
Nevango fani na tao nongo singa toka kita ndo talita kana Bula FM number 2 na sere.
Bula FM number 2 na sere.